Hello. Welcome to the 16th part of the Solo Max Level Newbie. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. And if you want to support, you can join my channel membership or Patreon for as low as $1. Thank you very much. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part, we see that activating Sword Demon King's steps. Jin-hyuk ran past everyone. Floor 5 boss thinks, I thought I had gotten faster. Isn't he way too fast? They are wearing costumes. Floor 5 boss thinks, I'm embarrassed. I would have caught him if I had all of my power back. Wu Liang is wearing a mummy costume and thinks, Liege's strange hobby. T-Bone thinks, I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't changed. Beck thinks, what? Do foreigners like this stuff? Chun Yuzong thinks, that insane bastard. Jin-hyuk says, anyway, as you all know, this place is the only supply base and fortress fit for an army on the 21st floor. In other words, this is the most important location on the 21st floor for the war. Now, I'll hear what you're all willing to do in order to be allowed to use this fortress. Jovio says, hey, this is way different from what you promised. You're a mercenary soldier the Empire hired. Am I wrong? Why must we lower ourselves to the same position as the Miram bastards? Wu Liang gets ready to fight. Jin-hyuk stops Wu Liang. Javier says, I'm Supreme Commander of the Empire. I cannot accept this kind of treatment. Swordmaster says, Count Jovier, stop. Jin-hyuk swings a giant sword. Jin-hyuk says, Jovier, you don't seem to be aware of the situation you're in. Do you really not understand? Why the Empire's Swordmaster and Miram's expert martial artists both are silently listening? It's because I have the upper hand in this situation. Swordmaster says, Player Kong Jin-hyuk, please forgive us. The Count is not trained enough to be able to sense the opponent's strength. Miram says, we are willing to negotiate. What is it that you want? Coins? Magic crystals? Jin-hyuk says, Namging Tian, I didn't expect you to come here. You've got quite the thick skin. All those people wouldn't have died if you were there during the Beijing outbreak. Has your life been any better ever since you betrayed humanity to live in the tower? Namgung gets really angry. Beck says, do not fall for it. We need this place. Jin-hyuk says, have you guys ever done something like this before? You don't even know the basics. Jin-hyuk says, you're supposed to come up with the conditions, not me. Come back tomorrow with some nice enough conditions that I might fall for. Jovio says, what kind of nonsense? He's just telling us to come bearing gifts, basically. Swordmaster thinks, the situation is rather sudden, but I'm surprised. Not only did he bring down the fortress all on his own, he also took the ownership of the fortress, stopping the war between Miram and the Empire. Had the fortress gone into the hands of Binchtelen, I'm sure there would have been a revolution. It seems that just one person can really change the fate of the Empire. Wu Liang calls Chun Yusung. Tree of Life says, Master, did the negotiations go smoothly? Jin-hyuk says, well, somewhat. I stalled time. Tree of Life says, how amazing. Jin-hyuk says, you said you had something to show me? We see some baby giants wrapped in leaves. Jin-hyuk says, this is. Tree of Life says, the next generation's children whom I've cultivated with the white jade. I'm sure you're aware, but until now, all residents of the tower have tried to steal my white jade, or approached me with the intention of using me and the fortress for their own selfish wars. But I was able to tolerate it. I knew that that was my fate. I decided that I won't fight back anymore. In the moment, I accepted my fate. You did not destroy me as I expected. Instead, you gave me a new opportunity. I swear on the name of the Tree of Life that I will raise these children for your sake. Let's live a different life this time. Agrichan. Jin-hyuk thinks, that's a bit much. Jin-hyuk says, all right. He thinks, anyway, I didn't know that the white jade had such an ability. I guess this wasn't just for raiding then. It's a good thing I made the decision not to kill her. I'll raise them into my own little army. Wu Liang gets there and says, my liege, I brought the Sword Saint. He says, no one should bother you here. Please feel free to talk. Chun says, what do you want? Jin-hyuk says, what do you mean what do I want? Isn't it obvious? Jin-hyuk says, I need to know why you decided to side with Miram, the very guys who cornered Teresa into corruption. Chun says, Miram brought on the deaths of countless people. But soul-chasing Seong, the creator of my soul-chasing sword, was there. I had no choice but to get them to check whether I really have the chance of winning against you. Jin-hyuk thinks, so he ends up meeting the newly transformed soul-chasing Seong for fulfilling the hidden requirement. Chun Yusung smiles and says, all right, I guess this is for the better. I did it to be able to fight you again anyway. I'll show you right here, right now. The secret technique that I learned by betraying you. Jinhyuk says, all right. Let's see how great this technique of yours is that you kissed Miriam's for it. Stalker. Jinhyuk brings out twin dragon swords. Chun activates battlefield selection. System says, Chun Yusung's mind realm is being manifested. A battlefield is being manifested. Jinhyuk thinks, this place is the training hall that this stalker always chooses for our fight. They both starts to fight. Jinhyuk says, you don't ever change. Chun Yusung. He activates a Song of Swords. Everything around them gets destroyed. Jinhyuk thinks, the force of his Song of Swords has gotten much stronger. Chun Yusung says, why aren't you attacking at all? Are you still underestimating me? Chun Yusung uses soul-chasing sword art's 10th form. He says, I won't forgive you, and uses Heavenly Thunder Berserk Slash. Jinhyuk thinks, Chun Yusung, this bastard. Jinhyuk gets excited and thinks, not bad. Chun Yusung hits him with a really powerful attack. Jinhyuk says, the Heavenly Thunder Berserk Slash is a very good skill, but it has the downside of being predictable if you can't master it beyond 6 stars. You should just focus on raising your proficiency rather than. Chun Yusung attacks him and says, shut up. Jinhyuk easily dodges his attack and says, hey, I just dodged the strongest skill you have. Just surrender. Chun Yusung keeps attacking him and says, I've trained my swordsmanship 1,000 no tens of thousand of times. I gave my everything to try and surpass you. So, why do I lose every single time? Chun Yusung starts to cry and says, I really don't know what I should do anymore. Jinhyuk says, you're not weak, Chun Yusung. To be honest, I didn't expect you to use the soul-chasing sword's 10th form already. You're talented. You're definitely skilled. The reason you keep losing to me is because you're too impatient. If you chase after someone with the mindset that everything will be ruined if you don't catch up to them, you will never catch up to that person. So, have more patience. I'm down to fight you anytime. Chun Yusung thinks, right? I've always wanted to defeat him every time I saw him. But the moments when I actually learned something were all when I had forgotten about catching up to him. In the end, it was my own self who was holding me back. Jinhyuk says, hey, are you don't crying? Chun punches the ground and says, don't be ridiculous. But I do appreciate what you said. I thought you were a devil's incarnation, but I guess you still have that good side within you. Thanks. Jinhyuk thinks, well, moments like this aren't too bad. Although it was a bit cringy. Chun Yusung uses the Eye of Gluttony and thinks, isn't that enough to fulfill the requirement? You have fulfilled the copy conditions. All right. Systems say, copy condition. Chun Yusung has lived his entire life trying to defeat you. If you make him forget his goal and make him feel touched, you will be allowed to copy one of his skills. System says, addition is requested by a higher divinity. If you make the sword saint put on a unique costume, you will be allowed to copy one of the skills the sword saint will earn in the future. Jinhyuk thinks, one more? Jinhyuk calls Chun. Jinhyuk says, it is true that you betrayed me. So you'll need to pay the price, don't you think? After that we see at the Miriam's residence. Beek says, you're back. They were really surprised to see him. Chun Yusung is wearing a maid costume. Beck says, what's with your outfit? System says, maid outfit of repentance, a high-quality outfit imbued with the emotion of repentance. You cannot take it off unless an enemy attacks you and destroys the outfit. Chun Yusung is really angry and says, do not say anything. I have my reasons. Beck thinks, well, a hobby like that is something I can work with. After that we see in cave somewhere. Some demonic humans are praying to the Demon King. One of them says, the Demon King could have descended upon us. Only if we had succeeded in getting information from Kong Jinhyuk about the 12th floor. What a shame. I'm not blaming you or anything, of course. This much should be more than enough for us to destroy the 21st floor. System says, you have successfully been connected to the demon realm. He has finally responded. System says, you need an offering to act as a vessel for connection between the two realms. The sacrificial ritual will begin soon. Demonic human says, sir, this is. Someone says, again, this bastard, he's sacrificing us. Gawain says, dear blood relatives of the great demon king god, please, take this entire place as yours. The path to open the gate to the demon realm is searching for a key. Pilgrim's Crown Thorn is reacting to the call. After that we see at Fortress a lot of stuff starts to happen. They say, what is this? An ambush? A rupture appears in the middle of the fortress. System says, the Pilgrim's Crown Thorn is now the vessel the rupture is opening. Two really big hands appear. Swordmaster and Beck are really surprised. Beck thinks, what is this insane demon chi? Alarm says, notifying all people within the fortress. A demon has appeared within the fortress. If you want to live, you should either run with all you've got, or fight with all you've got. Jinhyuk says, that's it. All the soldiers says, it's in the west. Prepare for battle. The Empire must defend the fortress. We cannot let it be destroyed. T-Bone says, selling 5-star flame resistance potions. One of the soldiers says, what's this little skeleton doing over? Is this the fortress owner's pet? Tree of Life is right in front of the demon ready to fight. Jinhyuk says, Yggdrasil, listen closely. High-ranking demons are going to be summoned here soon. I want you to bring the barrier back up. Focus it on the west. She activates the 3-star heat diminishing barrier, and also a 4-star frost barrier. She activates the 3-star gravity force barrier, and a 4-star movement restriction barrier, 6-star centralization barrier. All barriers' effects will be concentrated on a chosen region. Pilgrim's Crown Thorn says, that's right. Struggle with all you have. Pilgrim's Crown Thorn is resisting the barrier. Barriers have no effect on him. Pilgrim's Crown Thorn says, you struggle, and I will kill. The 16th part of the solo max level newbie ends here. If you want to see more, please subscribe and like. And if you want to support me financially, you can join my channel membership or Patreon only for $1. Patreon and Discord links are in the description if you want to support me. And a special thanks to all my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks for watching.